So chat, since you said that since some of you guys were saying that the more Pegasus video about Coffeezilla is a good one, let's take a look at it. This is obviously going to be something having to do with the lawsuit where Coffee investigated Logan Paul, called him out for the crypto scam, and basically did a full-on report on him, and then Logan Paul tried to sue Coffeezilla, which I'm guessing was a massive failure. So I guess we had an update on this. It was Brevin, yeah, it was like more than a year ago. Oh, it's another person he called out. Okay. Yeah, the whole thing with Logan Paul happened like more than a year ago with his crypto scam. I can't remember exactly when. Adam 22. Okay, I've never heard of Adam 22, but it's going to be funny hearing someone try to call a Coffeezilla, because the whole thing with Coffeezilla is when he does a report, he brings the fucking receipts. Coffee does not report on anything unless he has all the facts right there in front of him. So this should be fun. Let's take a look.
Okay, we gotta talk about the Coffeezilla situation. Basically, if you didn't know, there's a YouTuber or podcaster called Adam22 who is now calling Coffeezilla a grifter for exposing his crypto scam. Now, you might have heard of Adam.
Yes, this person looks extremely trustworthy. I should definitely believe him, who's running a crypto scam, versus Coffeezilla, who has proven time after time after time that he brings all facts to the table. He digs deep into the story, and he brings facts and receipts with him. Yes, let us believe this guy over the proven investigative reporter. Sure. Okay, Adam22. Convince me to believe you instead of Coffeezilla. Go.
Adam22 from certain other situations where he was pimping out his wife to certain actors to make more money. Keep in mind, Adam has a kid who was being shown in his social media posts as well. They are certainly going to have insane level of trauma from this, probably going to get bullied in school.
Holy
it is just
fuck.
a disgusting situation all around, and because of that, Adam became the laughingstock of the internet.
We had the situation with Jason Love 2 years ago.
Do you think that you her better than Adam did?
Well, obviously, yes.
Right, anyway.
Okay. This is cuckolding even worse than iDubbbz, I think. This guy is gotten cucked. I think this might actually be worse than iDubbbz getting cucked. Because let's not fuck with it. iDubbbz's wife is fucking Hassan. I think he actually got cucked worse than iDubbbz. Like, he actually pimped her out to this guy. Yes, Gore, this is Adam22. No, Tornado, I do mean cucked. Okay, he had some other guy fuck his wife better than he ever could, and she knows it, he knows it, and everyone else knows it.
Anyways, it turns out he's gone on a podcast called Clickbaited. This is ran by the Dexerto News account, and he decided to talk shit about Coffeezilla trying to expose him. And I don't like pointing this out because usually it's not relevant and I want to address people's arguments instead, but for someone so clout obsessed, you gotta play ball. Dude, this video got 947 views.
I don't regret crypto pump and dump. Granted, this is a thumbnail, and thumbnails can be a bit clickbaity, but considering Coffeezilla did a story on him and exposed him, I'm guessing this might actually be what happened.
Bro, what the heck? I legitimately thought this was a YouTube glitch or something, but the video had like 20 likes, so this is the actual view count. And if you
Wait, that's from 2 weeks ago? Whoa. Whoa. Okay, that is a shockingly low amount of views. Especially compared to, okay, so wait, what? This is screwy. Mark Rober, 78,000 views. Laserbeam, 224,000 views. Vicstar, whom I've never even heard, I don't even know who this person is, 502 views. This guy goes on Clickbaited, admits to a crypto pump and dump, and it's only got 947 views? Weird. That actually seems really... Yeah, this seems like really fucking weird that it would only have 947 views. One of the Simon. Okay, believer, I still don't know who that is, but that's possibly for the best.
Look at the guests before this. We literally had Vicstar from the Sidemen, Laserbeam, Mark Rober, and then they ran out of popular guests and I guess went with Adam22. Anyway, so Coffeezilla uploaded a new video titled Adam22 Addresses Scam Allegations. So let's just go over this whole situation.
Now, Adam22 used to like me. He used to invite me on his show, but now he's mad. He says I'm the grifter. Why? Because I called him out when he ran a scam, and I warned him ahead of time. What's so crazy about this story is we're about to go through his explanation, but what fails is that I told him ahead of time. He's going to say, oh, I didn't know it was going to be shady. I had no idea. But I told him before he ever promoted it. So the irony is he's telling people, oh, Coffeezilla's the grifter.
Holy shit. Chat, is anyone else getting a massive sense of deja vu right now? This whole scenario that Coffee is laying out, that he warned Adam22 about the scam, he tried to warn him about it, Adam said, no, it'll be fine, and then he comes back and says Coffee is the one that baited, that is being disingenuous and is lying and what have you. Tell me this doesn't sound familiar with another content creator. Anybody remember the situation with Boogie? His crypto coin, and the fact that Coffee tried to warn him about that too. And when Boogie got exposed for being part of the pump and dump, he tried to say that Coffee was a liar and was like flipping the fuck out on Coffee onto the phone, which Coffee was recording, and was like screaming at him over the phone, calling him a liar. It's the exact same fucking thing as what happened to Boogie. Almost identically. He tried to warn Boogie before he got into this crypto scheme. Boogie went, nah, it'll be fine. Did the crypto pump and dump, got caught, and when Coffee talks to him again, he's screaming at Coffee over the phone and calling him a liar. History doth repeat itself here, chat. And it didn't end well last time either.
He's making videos about this stuff. I wouldn't have made the video
Emperor.
if you hadn't run the coin.
Funny how absolutely everybody used to be a Coffeezilla fan until they got exposed for their crypto scam.
Yeah.
I remember even Logan Paul was a huge fan of Coffeezilla. I love his work, actually. Great investigative work. Truly exposing the scammers. Oh wait, now he's talking about me. Now I just hate his guts. Now
Yes! That is so fucking true. Literally every single person that runs a crypto scam, before they get caught, every fucking one of them is just like, Coffeezilla is a fantastic investigative reporter. He's calling out the bad guys. I love his work. He's amazing. I would never say anything bad about him. Coffee does a story to him. You're a fucking liar. I fucking hate you. You are lying. Nothing you're saying is true. It's every fucking time. I don't know if their brain-rotted brains think that if they gas up Coffee, that he won't do that he won't, like, run a story on them or something. Like, maybe it'll provide them with some insulation and not have Coffee look in their direction and thus put the crosshairs squarely on them. Maybe that's why they do it. I don't frickin' know. It's still fucking hilarious. And Falcon, thank you for the gifted. People,
So that
I
was a
don't
fucking
remember.
lie.
Yes. Correct, JRC. That was a fucking lie. People, I don't know if it was before or after the Logan Paul apology video. I don't remember, because it was like a year and a half ago that this happened.
Now I'm going to sue him because I'm a petty billionaire and I want to make his life hell. But yeah, essentially what happened is Adam22 was about to do a crypto scam, and Coffeezilla anticipated this and actually DM'd him and let him know beforehand. He said that, hey, you know, these people you're working with can't be trusted. There's a bunch of snipers. So what's going to end up happening is you're going to do a scam or you're going to yourself get scammed. And Adam obviously did not care about this and ignored the warning, and he went through with the scam. And now he's trying to pretend that he had no idea.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
What was going on. He's trying to pretend that Coffeezilla never warned him, and now he's calling Coffeezilla a grifter. So here's some DMs from them from earlier this year.
And then you did it anyways because you don't care about your fans. Here's the quote.
Hang on. Real talk, you shouldn't run a coin. It's lame and you're gonna scam or get scammed. How else am I gonna afford all this galaxy gas? Oh, my sweet fuck. Even if he's... Okay, for those that you don't know, galaxy gas, if I'm remembering it correctly, is nitrous oxide. Okay, it's basically nitrous to get high. Basically, galaxy gas is, it's supposedly, it's marketed to be used in, like, cappuccino machines for making, like, the froth for cappuccino machines. But that's not what it's actually marketed. That's not how they market it, because they market it with flavors. And it's basically used as like, a whippet, which is like huffing nitrous gas and getting high. That's what galaxy gas is. It is getting high off of nitrous. And of course, someone that looks like this. I'm sorry, I mean, yeah, this is judging a book by its cover, but of course, someone that looks like this would say this. Man, I need this galaxy gas, man. I need my high. I wish I could say I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised in the slightest about this.
Quotes here.
Oh, Coyote, you are very, very welcome. And don't worry about you didn't see the notification. Trust me, I know those notifications can so fucking easily slip through on Kick. Believe me, I understand it. Don't even worry about it. It was my pleasure to host you. It was my pleasure. And I hope you had a wonderful stream, too.
Talk, you shouldn't run a coin. It's lame and you're going to get scammed. You're going to scam or get scammed. He says, how am I going to afford all this galaxy gas? Then I told him these
No. Wow. I want to see all that. Hang on. Come on. Come on, step it. There we go. Pin message, what's up? I'm joining the crypto world. I'm about to launch the biggest meme coin on Solana. I think we made it already. All eyes on us. Top G calls. Oh, for fuck's sake. Tate will be calling a 100-time coin here soon. These guys want to snipe. Okay. These guys want to snipe your coin. I don't care. I just got paid to do the tweet. I got nothing to do with it. That's even worse, scamming the fans. I'm going to venture a guess that approximately 0% of my fans know how to do anything with crypto. This is exactly the same fucking thing as Bookie. This is exactly it. Oh, you're welcome, Jonathan. I hope everything's going okay with you. I hope everything's okay with you, Jonathan. If you need to take a load off, you can laugh with us about Adam22 shitting himself about his crypto scam. That's always good for a laugh. I'm sorry. Well, Just enjoy the video with us. This will get us a good laugh about an idiot reaping what he sung.
Snipers were planning to.
I don't believe that, but I know. I'm gonna back it up so we can hear what Coffee says, but I don't believe that. But setting aside, you do know it's a grift, right? People are literally plotting to snipe the coin, make a bundle off someone who doesn't know any better. How much did they offer you?
Coin.
No idea. I just did it because money bag, yo, da baby, something. All right, let me back it up so we can hear what he says.
You're gonna scam or get scammed. He says, how am I going to afford all this Galaxy gas? Then I told him these snipers were planning to already snipe the coin. Quote, people are literally plotting to snipe the coin, make a bundle off someone who doesn't know any better. So this is all pre him actually doing it. Now he.
Yeah, and what he was saying, like, we can't read. So he just, down here, he says, when they said, how much they offer you? And he says, no idea. He is not, like, this is obstructed at the bottom, but he says, no idea. So he doesn't even he's acting like he doesn't even know how much money he's got an offer. I just did it because money bag, yo. This guy is, again, a dumb fucking fake thug. He's an internet thug. And worse yet, he's an internet white boy thug. Chat, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Nobody thinks thugs are sexy. At least nobody worthwhile. The thug life thing is not attractive. Okay? When I look at someone who acts like they're a thug, the only thing I think of is they're either a loser or that they are a wannabe gangbanger or they're a wannabe drug dealer, none of which is good. So, he's an idiot. Point blank, he's an idiot.
Make a bundle off someone who doesn't know any better. So this is all pre him actually doing it. Now he's saying, oh, I didn't know. Nobody told me. Coffeezilla's a grifter for covering the fact that I did it anyways.
All right, I'm actually sick of this. We got to pull up the dictionary definition of grifter, okay? We got a person who engages in petty or small-scale swindling. Or we can look at this definition, a person who engages in grifting, often using charm, persuasion, or deceit to manipulate others. And the example given, the con artist was a skilled grifter, convincing people to invest in a fake business before disappearing with their money. Wow, I wonder who this applies to between Adam22 and Coffeezilla, guys. Dude, it's so obvious that Coffee is not grifting. He's obviously just exposing bad actors and legitimate scammers. And
we must not forget the definite. Now, I'm not surprised that Adam22 has tried to call Coffeezilla a grifter because, again, the term grifter is another phrase that has pretty much lost its meaning too. Think about how many people are calling various streamers or YouTubers grifters literally because they don't like what the person says. Like, that would basically be like someone calling me a grifter because I expressed support for the troops, or I express support for Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, or PTSD/Veterans Mental Health Awareness Month. And someone calls me a grifter because they are man-haters. That is how this word has gotten fucking twisted. Is that grifter, just like Nazi, just like every istophobia, all of that. It has been twisted to basically just mean you are saying something I do not agree with. No, Nordic, I will not be careful. There's no need to be careful. Okay, because these words have been twisted to basically literally only mean you are saying something I do not agree with and you should be silenced, and that's it. That's what it is. Oh, Chrissy, shush.
we found out in the last video when I was talking about Logan Paul that Coffeezilla is taking it a step further. He's not doing it for some quick YouTube views that might be a side bonus or whatever, and I'm sure he enjoys making videos and stuff like that. But this guy, behind the scenes, is legitimately reporting people to the FBI and the SEC. This guy is reporting people to the US government, and what's even more insane, some of these people are legitimately getting arrested. The flippin' SEC is thanking him for his
Thank you for the information collected and synthesized in your report. Something of mark intelligence based on number of factors of the subject's conduct. Relevant case, can't guarantee that'll be us in this instance. And this appears to be from the same mold. Wow. So the SEC is basically, like, Coffeezilla is, fundamentally speaking, acting like a deputized SEC agent. And, like, I mean, it fits considering that, you know, Coffee's whole persona is like that of an old noir detective with his, you know, with the $1 million studio and basically his wardrobe for his videos. You know, the persona of being the noir detective fits Coffee to a fucking T. It works. It's perfect for him right now because he is basically functioning like an old school noir detective. And I love it. I love every bit of it.
like detailed reports or something and his like thorough analysis and shit.
Specifically, it's common knowledge that he had a strong hand in blowing open the lid about the FTX fraud. And that's a big reason why Sam Bankman-Fried was convicted of a number of federal offenses.
Dude, Coffee is a absolute legend. He's literally doing God's work here, cleaning up the...
Coffeezilla is a real fucking superhero. He really is. Like, this is a man that he is a legit internet superhero. He is out there fighting against the crypto scammers, and he's winning. He's responsible for bringing down some of the biggest crypto scammers in history. What is more superhero than that? And by the way, Mooney Stars, King, and Navi Missy, thank you all for the follows.
Trash, and the fact that Adam just calls him a grifter is just insane. That term is reserved for clowns like yourself. And the thing is, now we even know that he was warned before he did the crypto scam, right? So he can't even pretend, because the thing is, Coffee literally told you, and you can't even argue that, oh, I didn't see the DMs, or I didn't talk to Coffee. You saw the DMs, you flippin' responded, you knew exactly what you were doing. In fact, let's actually just go over this.
But that's not going to stop him from trying to say Coffee is a liar. Because for whatever stupid reason, these people always do the same thing. They know Coffee records everything whenever he talks to someone. He knows everybody knows he records. Coffee himself makes it known that he records. Did we miss a host? Did we? If we missed a host, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry if I missed a host. It's very difficult to tell on Kick. If I missed one, I am so very sorry. Oh wow, okay. Fuck, I went off track. Oh yeah, Coffee. It's very well known that Coffee records everything he discusses with anybody, and yet every single time, whenever he busts someone on his channel, they immediately come back saying, "You are a liar. I didn't know you were recording me. You're lying about everything." Like, they experience sudden brain damage and the memory or the knowledge that he records everything, which is known to pretty much everybody in the fucking internet who's ever seen Coffeezilla, and they just go, "You're a liar," and they get and they try and basically anger him into doing some kind of a fucking retraction. It never works. That's the funny part. It never works because he always brings receipts.
text in detail because Coffee kind of skimmed over it, right? Okay, so basically Coffee says these guys want to snipe your coin, and then he says, I don't care. I just got paid to do the tweet. I got nothing to do with it. Brother,
Yep.
if you are promoting something, you have something to do with it now. By
You're into
promoting
it.
something, you are putting your name on it, and you are taking responsibility for whatever this is. So Coffee responds saying, that's even worse, scamming the fans? Adam responds, I'm gonna venture a guess that approximately 0% of my fans know how to do anything with crypto.
Which will not stop fans from saying, hey, my favorite, whatever the fuck Adam22 is. I have no idea if he's a streamer, a musical artist, a YouTuber. I have no fucking clue who he is. The fans knowing 0% of how to do anything with crypto means nothing. Chat, where I used to work, I dealt with computers every day. Do you have any idea how many people I had come into my place of business in my former job looking at computers? And when I ask them, ask them if they need help, and they say, I'm looking for a computer, and I ask them, what are you looking for a computer for? And they say, I'm doing crypto. And then they're looking at like low tier $299 computers running Celeron processors with like 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of hard drive space on flash memory. And they're like, I'm going to do crypto. The fans knowing approximately not knowing how to do anything with crypto means fucking nothing, because the minute you start broadcasting it, they're going to go, well, my favorite, whoever the fuck he is doing crypto, so I'm going to get into crypto. I'm going to go out and buy a cheap computer and do crypto, and I'm going to get that bagged. It means fucking nothing.
Okay, keep this message in mind because there's actually a very telling clip about this specific text later in the video that we'll be looking at. Anyways, Coffee responds saying, I don't believe that. Obviously not 0%. Even my audience, who has nothing to do with crypto, there's more than 0% who are interested in crypto, obviously, but just by the sheer number of people that are watching, right? I don't believe that, but setting it aside, you do know it's a grift, right? People are literally plotting to snipe the coin, make a bundle off someone who doesn't know any better. How much did they offer you? So Coffee obviously knows he's getting paid to do this shit, and after seeing all these texts, which is a clear warning to Adam22 exactly what is going to happen, Adam willingly decides to
Work on? You're not wrong. Legit. OF is an easier and safer way to get a bag than crypto. Okay, crypto is a scam, hands down. I will tell all of you guys, do not invest in crypto. Crypto is a scam. Crypto is literally stocks 2.0, only it's about 1,000 times more volatile than stocks. Okay? Because a crypto coin can go from being $1,000 in value, in 1 second, it can drop to 0. Because of a tweet. Okay? The most infamous example I can think of is when I think it was Dogecoin. I could be mistaken about this, so I could be wrong about this. But years ago, when crypto was like first bursting onto the scene, there was a coin, and I'm pretty sure it was Dogecoin, that was like sky high. It was fucking huge. And then Elon Musk made a negative tweet about crypto, and that coin fell to 0. Because of a fucking tweet. Oh, Dirk Wolf, I don't know enough about the crypto space to know if it can go negative or not. So I do not have an answer for you on that. But crypto is, effectively speaking, stocks, only worse. That's it. Never get involved in crypto, ever. Okay, if anybody ever says, hey, do you want to get in on this crypto coin? We're getting on the ground floor, or this crypto coin is really hot right now, say no. Never get involved in crypto. It is the worst possible thing you can ever do. Okay? Therein endeth the lesson.
clear warning to Adam 22 exactly what is going to happen.
NFTs
Adam
or
willingly
cryptos, like it.
decides
I
to
put him in
ignore
save vote.
this because he wanted to make a quick buck. And adding some additional context here, I don't know if Coffee knew this about him or he didn't think it was relevant or whatever, but Adam has actually said in the past that he was kind of going broke as well, and his business was absolutely failing. Now, that is just his word, but
There it is.
he did seem desperate enough to try to pull stunts like this.
He was on the verge of losing everything regarding his No Jumper brand, coming forward publicly to announce that he had been burning through money like crazy and was no longer turning a profit from this venture.
So there's something that I've been hiding from you guys. No Jumper is going broke.
I wanted to just give that context as to why he's so
Yeah,
desperate
wow.
to make money, right? Now, obviously, going broke is not a justification at all for this. I don't care if you're dirt cheap poor, you don't get to crypto scam people, okay? That's not how the world.
Yeah. If your brand is going broke, come get a fucking job. If you have this brand and it's going broke and you have no other occupation to make money, shutter the brand, go get a real fucking job. It's literally that fucking easy. But no, because he's in the entertainment space, he thinks that a real job is beneath him, and thus he's going to instead shift to scamming people. Because that's how his brain works.
World works. Now, what I also don't understand is that this guy has been selling his soul for money in like every avenue possible, right? So he was literally selling out his own wife or whatever, and you know, putting that on possibly OnlyFans or other shit like that. So I'm just confused. Where did all of that money go? Like, how are these people so astronomically bad with their finances? Like, when you make like $1 million or a couple million bucks, where is that money? Like, just freaking invest it so you never have to worry about anything ever again. I just don't understand this logic. They're so flippin' stupid. And then they end up having to do the
Well, it is stupidity. I will agree with that. It's also greediness. It's they think like it's just like the people like Lacey from Face. They're greedy as fuck, and because they are successful. Ooh, excuse me. Because they have achieved a measure of success, they suddenly get that entitlement. They think, I'm successful now. There's no way that I cannot be successful. And if things start going sideways, well, I'm entitled to people giving me money because I am now a success and I am, I guess in his case, an entertainer, maybe, and that I am entitled to people sending me money. It's that level of mentality. That is a failure. That is a failure of the human social construct. To think that, oh, I can never fail, and therefore, if my business starts failing, it's not my fault, and people should just give me money because I am a successful person. I have been successful up to this point. There's no possible way that I could actually fail, so I should get money. That's the mentality of these people. And we see where that mentality becomes a massive fallacy and how it's going to get them in trouble.
Most deplorable, humiliating shit humanity has ever seen. So anyways, getting back to the video, basically the interviewer then confronts Adam 22 about Coffee exposing him, and then he responds.
We have to correct the record sometimes on these guys because they go on these podcasts after they've been called out and they address things. Have you ever heard that? Adam 22 responds. Adam 22 addresses crypto pump and dump accusations. But the addressing is always a subtle recharacterization of what actually happened.
Coffeezilla blasts Adam 22 for launching crypto pump and dump despite warnings. Basically, someone was hounding me, telling me that they would pay me a large sum of money to do a crypto promotion on my story. I thought it's just a random ad deal type thing. I do ad deals all the time for like, you know, thousands of
Bullshit. I'm already calling bullshit. She literally just said somebody contacted me to do a crypto thing. There is no such thing as doing, your average ad run or ad space for crypto. Everyone knows this. I am someone that does not do sponsorships or ads. And I know this. So he's lying. It's not deluding himself, demonics. He's lying. flat out lying. All right, this is not like, oh, I'm trying to deluding himself and thinking, oh yeah, it really is something like this.
The lie
It's
detector
a lie.
determined that was a lie.
Yes, precisely. This is he's flat out fucking lying because he's backpedaling and eating shit as fast as he can.
Dollars. Why would I not do something for hundreds of thousands of dollars? I thought nobody was going to care.
All right, so the first part of his explanation is, look, I thought I could get away with it. I thought nobody would care. Nobody would address this.
Yep, so basically that is exactly what it is. Adam just didn't think that people would care enough, right? He thought that he could just get away with it and nobody would look into it, or, people would just forget. And that is the real reason why he actually went through with it. It's not that he didn't know it was a scam. It was that he absolutely knew it was a scam, but thought he could get away with it. Also, that excuse is so insane. People were just hounding me constantly. What does that even mean? This is almost like certainly over social media because these are some random crypto people. So what, they were messaging you on Twitter? Wow.
That's you know what? Chances are one guy probably slid into his DMs and said, hey, Adam, I got a deal for you. We're going to pay you a fat bag if you tweet out about our coin and you say our coin is great, you're jumping in on our coin, and we'll pay you a fat bag. It was probably one guy, and this guy is so desperate for money, he instantly jumped on it and said, fuck yes, I'll do it. Because all he wanted was that sweet, sweet money. And he didn't care how he got it. Because all of his businesses are failing, and he was desperate for cash. That's it. It's literally as simple as that.
Wow, that is so hard to ignore, man. You're literally a creator with millions of followers. You get a million messages. Ignore them. That is literally part of the job. You know how many dumbass sponsor messages I've gotten? Like promote the latest crypto meme coin or whatever? You simply just don't respond or tell them you're not interested. It's simple as that. Acting like you have no choice.
Yes,
right,
yeah,
flooding my inbox. I just had to do it. Shut up and take some responsibility for once in your life. Now, after this, Coffee talks about an old clip where Adam essentially admits why he went through with the scam.
But here's the thing. I found an old clip of Adam22 talking about this, and I realized there's actually a different reason. He knows that it's not about people not caring. It's that there's only so many videos that grifters like me can ultimately make. And you see Adam22, the wheels turning a few years ago, where he realizes maybe you just get away with it.
Millions of dollars off it, and it's trash. They're not tweeting about it anymore. They made bags off it, and they didn't really incur that much of a social penalty because it's like Coffeezilla can only make videos about so many people. Like,
right. Scams are just the pits. Scam artists need to clean a bathroom with a toothbrush.
Now that's too nice, Jersey. Scam artists need to have all that money taken away from them and then send them to Detroit to work in retail. Yeah, he literally just was like, there's so many scams out there, maybe I can slip under the radar. That's his rationale. There's just so much scamming happening on the internet now. I'm gonna try and slip under Coffee's radar. And key point of note, he's saying this while he's fucking high. Ebo? It's supposed to be mean. Fucking Bear Bear? Why are you doing this? Bear Bear, thank you so much for 25 more gifteds. Holy crap. Thank you so very much for 25 more gifteds. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The truck can't do it. This to be in the middle of the reacts. Thank you so much. Oh my god. No, I didn't say Ohio Spike. I said Detroit. Send them to Detroit. Mars, it's possible my voice may have pitched up so high I turned into a cat. It's entirely possible. Oh, Bear, thank you so much. No, Revan, no, don't take him to my hometown. I don't want this fuckstick anywhere near my hometown. No. I want my hometown to recover, not get worse. corner? Not in my room, it isn't. There you go, Colonel. Slint would be another good option. Good pick. What? Chat. Oh, I do want to point out. He's saying this while he's smoking weed and getting high. That's a key thing to note. He's sitting there going, yeah, man, I thought I could just, like, run this scam, and there's so many scams out there. I thought for sure I could just, like, slip under Coffee's radar, and he never even know about it, and I just get that fat bag, man. Kendrak, in and of itself, there's nothing, I have no objection to weed in any way, shape, or form. In and of itself, no problem with it. Context, though, gamer. Look at the context. That's what I'm referencing in terms of the weed, is the context of all of this.
The shit that he made videos about Steve will do it doing, or the Save the Kids thing, or whatever. It's like, those are just the ones that were big enough for it to be worth
highlights.
Him catching. It's like so many people. Like, I remember when Soulja Boy was just selling every single tweet of his ever. He probably made a of money off that. And
Hang on. I have to move real quick. You have to see Coffee's face while he's saying this. Okay, Coffee's in the bottom right corner here. Look at his face.
Every single tweet of his ever. He probably made a of money off that, and nobody even remembers.
And there it is!
Yeah, so if I can get away with it, then it's okay. That is the logic he is operating off of. Let's just ignore the morality of scamming people, or even the legality of it, right? Just ignore.
And by the way, the logic he was presenting of maybe I can just get away with it because there's so much crime out there that I can slip under the radar of the cops and just get away with it. That's literally how low-level dealers think, is there's so many dealers out there, the cops are so busy trying to round up the bigger dealers, I can slip under the radar and I can sell crack on the street and nobody will be looking for me. It's literally the same fucking mentality as a drug dealer. It's the exact same fucking mentality.
All of that. The only thing that matters is if I can get away with it without it completely destroying my career. I mean, it's a little one-time thing. Nobody's gonna notice. I mean, people are focused on other things. Coffee is busy. You know, he's busy with the big frogs like Logan Paul and shit. He's not gonna expose me. Nobody's gonna expose me. I'm too much of a small fry. Nobody's gonna even notice. Also, I'm distracting everybody with my random puck shit on the internet. So essentially, he wanted to be a slippery little snake, right? Oh, the spotlight's not on me. And, you know, he's kind of right there, right? Clearly from this interview, bro is absolutely irrelevant. That doesn't give you a free pass to just scam people. That is just not okay. Heck, we got people like Johnny Somali who have no money, no career, and no clout, yet people still talk about him because they just don't like his actions. You don't have to be popular.
We talk about Johnny because I'll freely admit it. I'm farming Johnny for clout whenever, not clout. I'm farming Johnny for content whenever somebody brings up something about him. It's Johnny Somali or Ramsey Khalid Ishmael he's basically like content junk food. If I ever want just like cheap junk foodish content where it's just laughing at how fucking stupid he is, I might do it. I might react to a Johnny video. And everybody, like, I'll freely admit, I farm his ass for content. I do. Because it's so fucking easy to do. He's a fucking clown. Ramsey Khalid Ishmael is an absolute fucking clown. He is a piece of shit. And he's so easy to clown on. I don't have to work all that hard to do it. He does it himself. So...
to be exposed. But I do see his logic, and a lot of people sort of use that to get away with scummy actions. Then he talks about having absolutely no idea about the rug pull, even though Coffee obviously told him about it.
I mean, need I say more? The guy realized what a lot of people realize, which is just like, if everyone's doing it and you do it, you probably get away with it. And so people like Adam22 just think, oh, not that nobody would care, like he says in this addressing, but he thinks he can get away with it. But then he takes a step further, which I cannot allow, and he says, oh, I had no idea something nefarious would have happened.
And I also had no idea about any sort of nefarious intent. People are saying that this was a rug pull. I didn't know. I didn't realize that this was going to be the same type of thing that I've watched so many Coffeezilla videos about.
Adam, I told you. This is the
Bossy
thing. This
was
is
laughing.
what kills me. Is people, when I come to them, they go, oh, I had no idea. If I had known, I would have never done it, right? They say, if you had only warned me, Steven, if only you had told me before, I just wish I had known better. This guy knew better. He knew. People are literally planning to snipe the coin, make a bundle off someone who doesn't know any better. He just had no idea, guys. It's not like somebody was telling him as before it happened.
No, I'm gonna gas up Coffee a little bit on this one. Not simply that someone was telling him, someone that has been in the business of crypto, or shall I say, exposing crypto for years, is telling him, don't do this. Yeah, I will give Coffee the gas that he is not giving himself. It's basically an expert in the crypto sphere is telling him, don't do this. It is a scam. This is a horrible idea. You should stay far away.
Happened.
I think I believe Adam, guys. He had no idea. I mean, he only openly talked about it. Coffee warned him about it. He responded, but he still had no idea. You know, it makes perfect sense to me. This whole situation reminds me of KSI, who pulled the same excuse, right? I'm just too stupid, guys. I just didn't understand.
Wait, I'm pretty sure there's evidence of me selling the bottom of things, etc. I wish I was an evil genius that would pump and dump at the right time, etc. Because at least then people would say I had some wit about me. Reality is, I was just shit at crypto. Again, chat, I will remind you, stay away from crypto. Please stay away from crypto. Nothing good comes from getting involved with crypto. Please.
And what I was doing. I might be a mega millionaire, owner of several bajillion businesses, but I just don't
Pump and
understand
dumps are yes.
basic things. It's too complex for me. You know,
No,
tweeting the
Mechanist.
exact opposite of what I'm doing. I thought my audience would mind read me, know that I'm stupid, and do the exact opposite of what I say, right?
Oh my God,
Absolutely
really?
ridiculous individuals we have to deal with on the internet, bro. And I've kind of realized at this point, crypto scams are like the easiest way an influencer can make a quick buck, rip off their audience, and then just disappear with like no consequences. I think the only easier way to make money is probably like OnlyFans or something, but at least nobody is getting scammed there.
God.
They know what they're getting. I mean, there's a whole different set of issues with that, but this is not like a new thing. Essentially, the reason people do this is because they feel like they're not going to get prosecuted for financial fraud or something because it's just not regulated. And yet, top to bottom, we got everybody doing this, from Logan Paul to the idiots like the Hawk Tuah girl who just blew up, and every idiot in between like Adam 22. And the people falling for these scams are just another breed, right? How many times do people need to warn you that you're not 200 IQ? You're not the only one that's going to make money from it. You're not the exception. You're not gaming anything, all right? The odds are rigged against you, all right?
Okay, off topic. Hang on,
You're
let me
not the
pull this.
exception. You're not gaming anything, all right? The
Chat, off topic here. Does Logan not look like he is fucked up? In this still frame, tell me that Logan Paul does not look completely fucked up right now. He looks like either he is high as a motherfucker, or he has not slept in days. One of the two. Like, yes, this is completely off topic. Look at his fucking eyes. Look at how red his eyes are. He is either high as a motherfucker, or he has not slept in days and he's just on meth or something. Like, he is looking so fucking rough right now. Anyway, just wanted to point that out. Side tangent.
odds are rigged against you, all right? You're gonna get scammed, so stop falling for this shit. Then Adam says that he thought that Coffee's warning was a joke. I don't even know what that means.
I want to go through the rest of this because it just sheds light on the general, my general frustration with influencers at large we've sort of gone through cycles of people promoting the kind of bad things and getting a little pushback on it. But ultimately, some of them are realizing now that if there are no consequences, or if there is really a low chance you're even going to get any coverage on it, it's maybe worth the risk of just promoting things you have no stake in, that are scammy, or you don't even use, because whatever, it's just the bag. That's all that matters these days, right? Nothing else matters except money.
Coins.
Excuse me. Braddock, I will accept that the only Bitcoin that I would be fine with would be a giant novelty prop that sits on my desk. That is the only Bitcoin ever that I would allow. 'Cause it's fun.
You know, it's like, to me, I thought that everybody would kind of get the joke. But it turns out there's a lot of people out there trying to make money off meme coins. So, yeah, I guess some people lost money or whatever.
Okay. I will say this one more time for the cheat sheets. This is my response to the idea of an Ember coin. Any questions?
Coffee kind of said he warned you. Were you not concerned when he kind of when he said that?
I mean, to me, it was just like a joke.
It was a joke. I
It's
got
fine,
paid
Colonel.
hundreds of thousands of
prop
dollars
is fine.
for, according to Adam 22.
Hilarious joke, actually. Ha 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 ha. Very funny. Just a prank, bro. It was a little gag, you fool. Yes, I made $100,000 off of scamming my audience, but it's a funny hee hee hee. Bro, I'm sick of this. Adam 22
courts aren't
needs to
gonna
be
find it
humbled.
funny.
Bro needs a Vitaly experience in a Philippines prison. By the way, did you guys see that Vitaly literally shrunk in half? I mean, it's hilarious.
I saw
Bro
that.
acted like this tough guy trying to harass people in public,
What you've just
and now
said
he's literally
is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Oh, mercy. God may have mercy on you, but you will find none from me.
just deteriorating in the prison cell. I mean, I'm just guessing the steroids finally wore off, and I'm guessing he's not getting enough food as well. So yeah, F around and find out, dude. Anyways, back to Adam 22. If you legitimately think it's a joke, like a funny
Okay,
meme,
Colonel,
that
good
you're
night,
scamming your
and no.
own fans out of money, the people who supported you and gave you a career, you're just a disgusting, deplorable piece of shit. Turns out other people actually work really hard for their money. They work an actual job, and they can't just pimp out the mother of their child to make the money back.
Wait, why does this girl have a black box over her? Does this girl have her tits out on this podcast or something? Is she literally sitting there with her tits flopped out of her tank top on the podcast, and that's why there's a black bar? Pretty much, yeah? Shocking. Wait, is this his wife? This is his wife, isn't it? Okay, now that actually kind of makes sense. Why she'd be sitting there with her tits out. That actually makes perfect sense now.
Like you do. Now after this, Adam makes like the dumbest comparison ever. He compares crypto scams to a regular sponsorship.
Ad deal type thing. I do ad deals all the time for like, thousands of dollars. Why would I not do something for hundreds of thousands of dollars? Same level of weight as when I do an ad for a fantasy sports thing. I feel like every single person that watches my content knows that I don't play fantasy sports. I felt like,
Kinzaki, you're very welcome. I'm not sure who gifted you the sub, but you are very welcome and welcome in.
In the past, I was doing ads for something that was like a vape, but it's flavored air. And I feel like every single person who watches that ad gets it. That I don't know what the am I
Oh God, he did fume. Chat, he did ad runs for fume. You know, the very thing that a lot of the unsub guys are starting to do. He did. He actually did an ad run for Fume. I find that kind of funny. No, Revan, he said it was like a vape, but flavored air. It was like a vape, but not a vape. So that's Fume. That's the Fume product.
Am I using a device to inhale flavored air? I'm going to be honest with you. No, I'm not.
I mean, is that not insane to anyone else? Like, the excuse is, well, you guys should have known I never would use the stupid stuff I'm selling you anyways. That's so crazy.
So Adam22's masterful response is, well, actually, everything I promote is a scam, and I don't believe it in any way, so it just doesn't matter. Okay, let's just break that down. I think the sponsor comparison is really weird, and not even the specific ones he talked about. Obviously, if you want to do sponsors, that you generally want it to be something you believe in. That's like the best case scenario, right? For example, I use NordVPN. I wouldn't mind promoting it. Whatever, obviously, not paid video, by the way. But you know, even sponsors you don't really believe in, I think it's fine to promote it as long as it's not like an explicit scam, right? Because, you know, content creation is a hard career if you need to pay the bills or whatever, or is helping you produce better content. Viewers mostly...
Shadows! You take that back right now. Take it back, Shadows. Right now. Take it back. I will bonk you. Take it back. Skitty! There's no sound because I'm holding the pipe in preparation. No, stop it! Stop it! I like my mates! Stop it! You're gonna make me sad! Stop it! I like my vape! It's better than cigarettes. At least I'm not inhaling carcinogens. And it's cheaper. Like, I like my vape. Don't make me sad. Please. I'm not gonna get pneumonia.
Understand that, you know, you can promote the random mobile game or whatever the hell, or the perfume or the electrolyte pack or whatever, as long as it's helping you make better content, pay your editors, pay your rent, whatever. But I think comparing stuff like that to a literal crypto scam, the purpose of which is to give you literally no value, you're not buying a product or a service or anything. The whole point is to trick your fans into thinking they have a chance to make money, so they invest a bunch in it, and then you just rug pull underneath them, right? And you essentially just scam them out of all of their money. That is completely different. And one of those is borderline illegal, if not actually illegal. Obviously, I don't know the exact like lawyer terms or the specific law that's being broken, but it does fall under some level of financial fraud, I would think. Anyways, then Coffee talks about how Adam is more pressed with YouTube videos rather than being caught by the law.
So, yeah, I guess some people lost money or whatever.
Oh, and finally, I should say, I too find it unacceptable that this guy's biggest concern is a YouTuber making a video instead of like what he's doing being caught by law enforcement. The fact that that never occurs to this guy is actually the worst part. I think if you promote things that you know are a scam, there should actually be real consequences, but I guess that's asking for too much.
Yeah, I mean, there should obviously be consequences if you're promoting something you absolutely know is a scam, which Adam22 did in this case. It's a completely different thing if you were being misled or taken advantage of in some capacity or whatever. But the thing is, with the modern day crypto scene, I'm pretty sure everybody knows now that this stuff is scammy, and Adam was...
Well, we'd like to think everybody knows that the crypto scene is scammy. As much as we like to think that, there are still people out there that think that they can make the bag off of crypto. I experienced it in my last job that basically people listen, they follow the crypto bros. And they think, oh, I can make, they basically get the Jedi mind trick pulled on them about how you can make a bag by investing in crypto. And they go out and they fumble around in the crypto space and then lose their mind. And then blame it on everything except their own dumb fucking decisions. There's a reason why the saying, there's a sucker born every minute, exists. Because it's true. It is still true to this day. It will continue to be true until the end of time. There will always be a sucker. There will always be a scam artist to take advantage of that sucker. The best thing you can do is educate yourself and know about the scams, and have just a reasonable amount of skepticism for anything presented to you that's basically it sounds too good to be true. Just having even just a modicum of skepticism when presented with something as this can't possibly fail. This is a win-win situation. You can't possibly lose by going this route. By having just the most basic amount of skepticism and logic, you can avoid being scammed. Realistically. Unfortunately, not everybody has that basic modicum of skepticism, logic, and self-preservation.
Personally informed as well.
Okay,
if Adam
Turner,
was actually
good
smart, he
night.
would not even respond to Coffeezilla. At least then he could claim ignorance, like, oh, well, I just didn't know about this crypto stuff, man. Oh, I didn't see your message, Coffeezilla. My bad, actually. But obviously he's dumb as a goldfish. He can't even think straight for more than 2 seconds. He's so cuck-brained. But I didn't think that Coffee could literally make an entire career out of this. I didn't know, like, how many of these crypto scams were actually there. The fact that he has entire channels dedicated to this shit. And the worst part is that Adam22 is kind of right. He actually got it right that, you can pull out one of these scams and then go on with their career and nobody's going to care. In fact, KSI, Logan, and Mr. Beast all did this type of dumb shit, and they all used their respective excuses. Well, I'm too stupid, guys. Oh, I made a game. I was actually working on it. Oh, it was my team that did it, not me, even though I'm definitely very involved. It's a bunch of scumbags who were looking for a quick...
They did that before people started getting wise to, well, number one, they did it to, they have hundreds, tens or hundreds of thousands of fans who are completely devoted to them and will believe any fucking thing they say. That's number one. Number two, they did it at a time before people started to get wise about the fact that these people, coming up with the excuse of, oh, I didn't know anything that was about this. It was all my team that did it, and I had no idea. They did this behind my back. And people have gotten wise to this shit, as evidenced by the most recent thing that has occurred with Cinder. When Cinder had the excuse that Red was doing everything behind her back in that whole thing with Nano and all of her, whom she claimed were friends, people have gotten wise and said, there ain't a snowball's chance in hell that Cinder didn't know about it. So people are getting wise to these. People have since gotten wise to the excuses, and no one believes it anymore when someone says, I had no idea about this illicit or illegal activity that was happening behind my back in my own company. This was done without my knowledge. I had no idea. Nobody believes it anymore. When they made these excuses back then, there was enough people that believed it, especially the fans. There's enough people that believed it. Now, nobody believes the shit. And that's what a couple years of hindsight will do for this level of excuse. And by the way, Silver, thank you for the tier 1.
Quick, easy buck, and honestly, it worked. They got their
It's
millions,
Thank you as
and
well,
nobody
if I didn't
cares
say so.
anymore. They all have thriving careers, and they're all loved by their communities. And this is not like minor petty stuff. This is millions of dollars in potential financial fraud, like stuff that can legitimately put you in prison. And that's kind of why people like Coffee are so frustrated with this whole thing, with how many people there actually are getting away with all of this type of shit. Now, I also wanted to look at this clip of Adam just admitting he knew exactly what he was doing, and he's like insulting the intelligence of his own audience, meaning he knows that they're stupid enough to fall for his scam.
And you know what they say, desperate times call for desperate measures. The guy had already shilled himself out to a crypto shitcoin that he dubbed the coin.
They're not going to Adam22 for their financial advice?
They know about lean. They know about yerkies. They know about probably gooning out, beating their meat for hours at a time. I don't think that they are crypto spectators.
Right, so remember that DM he made. This is basically the same sentiment here, where he says his audience knows nothing about crypto. So what does that actually mean? That means they don't know shit, and they'll probably just listen to their favorite creator rather than doing their own independent research. And it's such a sweet deal for you. You make a quick buck, they lose their hard-earned money, and they have no idea what even happened. And you know, I'm defending the people who get scammed a lot because obviously nobody deserves that, right? But I just can't get over the fact that people watch Adam 22 and thought that investing in something he promoted was a good idea. Like, who actually is his audience? The demographic has to be like iDubbbz, dude, because nobody enjoys this level of cuck behavior.
And if that isn't the perfect image when it comes to iDubbbz, the beefcake trainer cradling his wife in his arms while iDubbbz stands there and wreathes because he's a little cucked out bitch. Yep, checks out.
Behavior. You gotta be a special type of lobotomite to enjoy current day Adam 22 content. Bro humiliated his wife and kids for a few bucks. I don't even know what Adam 22's content is. Still broke. Like, it's just so sad.
Jason loved piping out Adam 22's wife on a yacht. They put a nice little visual image up there, which I will not be showing you guys today. But Adam replies to that and it says, "So proud of my baby going out and paying the bills while I get my finances together." Gotta think.
Okay, this is a special kind of disgusting, honestly. This is a really particular level of disgusting, where he's like, I'm proud of my wife going out fucking another man for money. I'm proud of her. Yeah, this guy, and the fact that, like, the guy who did it is like, hell yeah, I'm a better fuck than this guy is. He like, point blank, he basically rented his, okay, I'm gonna get gross here. He basically rented his wife out as a cum dumpster. That's basically what he did. We gotta think about the family business, and sometimes the family business requires a large man blowing a load in her mouth. Yeah. He's totally cool with renting his wife out as a dumpster. True love, right? Hawkinson, I'm thinking it's about the same level. It's... honestly, like, I am starting to question not whether or not this is cuck behavior or if this guy is just an absolute piece of shit. Like, I'm thinking I may need to retract my statement on him being a cuck about this. And he's just a fucking scumbag. And honestly, if his wife was cool with it, like the video clip that we saw of the guy that banged her coming up behind her and she's just sitting there smiling all seductively, she's no sweet angel victim herself either. She seemed like she was all in on this too, which means she's fine with fucking everybody but him. Like, they're both scumbags in this at this point, which means they deserve each other, honestly. And it's just, I don't have words for it. This is just sick, disgusting, and thanks, I hate it.
Think about the family business, and sometimes the family business requires a large man blowing a load in her mouth, which is obviously a disgusting way to talk about the mother of your children, like, but when you bring a child into the picture and you're posting her on Instagram.
That's the horrifying part. These people have a child. Okay? You don't, and what she did is on the fucking internet. Which means that when this child grows up, someone is going to pull out their portable device, whatever that is, in the next, like, 15 years, and shove in this child's face the video footage of I believe this is a little girl, but I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing this is a little girl someone is gonna shove the video in this little girl's face of her mother getting railed by some guy for money. Because they did this and put it out on the internet. These people are literally streamlining mental illness for this child. Yeah, Emperor, I feel horrible for this child too. Because she is going to be growing up with some absolutely disgusting human beings. And goddamn, they're going to be in therapies for so many fucking years.
And all these different things, something about it just becomes deeply immoral to me.
It is absolutely immoral because they just aren't thinking about their kid or the trauma they'll have to grow up with. Adam clearly has zero respect for his wife and vice versa. And I mean, to each their own, obviously, they can do whatever. I personally find it repulsive and disgusting. And I think there's a pattern. If your morals are shaky in one aspect of your life, turns out your morals can be very shaky in other aspects as well. So it's no surprise someone like this did something like that. And it seems like Adam has just accepted his fate.
Is that if my next child comes out African American, I'm gonna love him or her and raise them like my own, because that's how.
So oh god. So not only did he literally pimp his wife out for money, they did it unprotected, is what this is implying. This is literally implying that he pimped his wife out for unprotected sex for money. This is no, Kevin. That was my initial thought too. I'm gonna backtrack on that. This is just disgusting, depraved behavior. Okay, he is literally a piece of shit pimp. He is a piece of shit, disgusting pimp that does not value his wife in any way, shape, or form. This is not love. Don't even try, no one can even try to pretend like he actually loves his wife. He considers his wife an object. He sees her as a bank. There is no love between them. He is literally just, they're just using each other at this point. And it's all going to come apart, and the person I feel the worst for is their child. Because there is no endgame scenario with these two where that child comes through it okay. And that's the most heartbreaking thing, is that child, unless that child is removed and is not a part of their lives anymore, they're going to come out the other side needing therapy for many years because their parents are disgusting human beings.
Woke I am, brother.
Your daughter is going to need therapy when she gets older.
Yep.
Everything you guys do is on the internet. You think she won't
Yep.
find out? All because your love for money is stronger than your love for her. And I guess that one hit Adam a little bit too close to home because he would end up blocking this guy.
Well, turns out the truth hurts. Now click this video or you grow up and become an Adam 22, which might be worse than IDEVs at this point. Alrighty, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bill, I was not expecting it to go that sideways. I had no idea who Adam 22 was to begin with. And quite frankly, I'm not all that thrilled that I know now. I always appreciate knowledge and information. I could have done without it this time around.